Hi, welcome. Thank you for choosing to attend this event. Sorry for the tech issues, but looks like we're good to go. So what I'm going to be talking today about is what customers want or consumers want from your web content. Going over some different customer segments and or groupings for consumer motivations. And the goal is really to help you take these groupings in mind and use them and target specific customer groups with your content moving forward, okay? So my name is Brandon Gustafson. I'm a marketing instructor and a PhD candidate at Washington State University. In general, I do research on digital marketing strategies and more specifically the ways that consumers connect with web content and how they can engage this content to develop and build strong relationships which lead to sales performance. So starting out, we're all here at an affiliate conference, and first thing I would want to know is what is the industry doing? How profitable is it? Where's this market headed? Recent projections have merchant spending on affiliate marketing to rise to $7 billion by 2020. And other projections have merchants looking at spending a total of 10% of their marketing budget, total marketing budget. And I'll repeat that again. So that's 10% of their total marketing budget on affiliate marketing. So that includes all their forms of digital, all the traditional forms, advertisements, print, and all the other types of promotions. So obviously we can see the investment in affiliate marketing from the merchant side is there, creating a number of opportunities for affiliates to take advantage of this. So this is the traffic flow channel that we all know, right? Everybody's trying to get consumers through their affiliate link to the merchant side. And there are a million different ways to do this, right? So you have your merchant link, wrap it up in something, ship it out to millions and billions of consumers and hope that they purchase on this merchant back end. The issue with this, though, is when you take this strategy, this is what we call push strategy. You're pushing your affiliate link out there in some shape, some form. And what that does is that puts a lot of pressure on the merchant. That puts all the pressure, all the real marketing effort on the merchant, right? When the consumer gets to the merchant site, they might have very little knowledge about what they're even doing there. They might accidentally have been there, right? If they accidentally click on the affiliate link and go to the merchant site, what are they going to do? They're going to leave in a matter of seconds, right? So all of the marketing effort in this case is in the merchant. So what we need to do is develop and enhance the relationship that is engendered between the affiliate and the consumer. So that's why I put this big green box around this, these two-way arrows, looking at the connection between the affiliate and the consumer, okay? So we have all these different marketing metrics that we use. This is just a simple representation of all the different ways that marketing metrics are used, right? We talk about click rates, we talk about conversions, we talk about time on page, we talk about all these different things. The issue with this, though, is from a marketing strategy perspective, the metrics and the metrics that are used come at the very end of the overall strategy. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing to connect to customers that can be measured, right? If you just start out and just start measuring things before you even know what you're doing, then you're driven by the metrics. Then you're giving the metrics too much power. They're not working for you. They're working to drive your overall strategy. So in a general marketing strategy sense, you're measuring a strategy. You're not using the metrics to drive your overall strategy, right? And I see this a lot when I've talked to different people and looked into this. They say, oh, on this day, my sales were up and I changed my background from red to green, okay? I've changed my background from yellow to blue and my sales were up. So you're constantly changing, tweaking these little things based off just some, a little ambiguous thought instead of sitting down and understanding, okay, what's the overall strategy? What's the thing? What am I trying to do to connect to customers? Right? What am I trying to do to connect to customers? And really the power of the affiliate comes in the sense that they are not a merchant, right? If you go on and you walk into any store, you know that you're being sold to, right? You know that there's products there, you see the products, you see the prices, you see all this all this stuff there, and you know that the store wants you to purchase, right? We're sitting in Vegas. How many merchants did you pass today? Right? Everybody passed thousands and thousands of merchants, right? Everybody's trying to sell you something. And how many did you buy from? And as I look around, I don't see anybody with wheelbarrows full of stuff, right? So a lot of the merchants weren't successful in that selling process. And that's where the affiliate can come in, because they have the opportunity to connect with consumers in a non-threatening and a non-sales environment. That's a rare opportunity. There's not too many entities that can operate where a consumer will give you the opportunity and listen to you and know that you're not selling. Where in actuality, you are, right? You are selling. And that's why merchants want to work with you. That's why merchants will pay you these high commissions. They'll pay you the high commissions because you have an opportunity that they don't. And if we're not developing strategies or developing an understanding of what consumers want, then we're kind of having that opportunity fly out the window. So that's really this big sense of your role in this channel here, is the first opportunity. You get the first shot to say, okay, I'm an affiliate. Here's some different information that I can provide to you, and then move through. Okay. So what are you really trying to provide? Well, you're really trying to provide value. Marketing, in a sense, is all about creating, delivering, and communicating value. And value, the equation that we use, and I would definitely write this down because this will kind of guide a majority of your thinking. Value is all about benefits minus sacrifices. When you purchase something, when you purchase a pastry, when you purchase a donut, when you purchase a protein shake, when you purchase anything, the equation that you're using is, does this give me more benefit and less sacrifice? Or does this give me more sacrifice and less benefit? More benefit than less sacrifice, that equals value, and that means I'm going to purchase. More sacrifice, less benefit, less value, I'm not going to make the purchase. Right? So your web content, in a sense, needs to provide its own value. Does it provide standalone value to consumers? Or is it just there to push them through and to sell? Because if that's the case, then all of this value communication falls on the merchant's head. And the merchant, they are trying to do it themselves. They're trying to sell products on their own. And like I said, you get the first opportunity to provide unencumbered value through your content, through the content that you create. So what I want to do now is just talk about the different types of consumer motivations, the different types of value that consumers look to. And these are things that we all look for every day when we're reading the paper, when we are going online, when we're doing different shopping. We're all trying to evaluate, does this thing bring me value? Does this person bring me value? And there's a couple different groupings that we've found for consumers that can motivate them and make these purchases easier. So the first one is simply information seekers, right? So information seekers are looking for advice on some practical matters. They might be considered lurkers. They might just simply buy. They're not really looking to connect with anybody. And they're looking for some kind of value in just the information that you can provide. So if you're going after these people, if you're going after these information seekers, the trick here is if you're not providing the best advice, the best information, the best learning opportunities to people, what are they going to do? They're going to leave, and they're going to go to consumer reports, right? That is a whole company dedicated to providing advice on practical matters, learning about products, learning about different things, right? So if you're going after these people or picking products that can fit into this box, then really trying to hone in on, is this advice really, really practical? Is this really, really helping people? Is this really, really helping people learn something? And just know that these consumers probably won't want to connect with you. They'll probably just want to take the information and move on, okay? The next type of online motivation, online consumer, is integration and social interaction. So they're looking for content that can speak to them. Is it empathetic? Can I understand? Can I relate to this person? Right? Do I feel like this person or this content really speaks to my issues? Can I use this content to lean on in some situations? Can I use this content to enhance my own hobbies, my own special interests? Right? So thinking about developing your content to meet a certain consumer segment and then matching products and bringing products into that. Okay? If it's reversed, people are going to know that, right? I mean, we are so accustomed to seeing advertisements all the time, we've become aware of it. We know when people are trying to sell us stuff. We know it all the time, okay? And when it becomes too much of a sales focus, then you're losing consumers. So developing standalone content is really, really going to be beneficial for you. And then another one is the personal identity. So finding and reinforcing someone's values. Are you providing insight into one's self? Are you helping somebody enhance who they want to be as a person? Right? Are you helping some people get to where they want to go? Really trying to understand their own goals and their own potential success and providing content that can help them reach that, and then also providing products that can help them reach that as well. Right? But it's really the content that's coming first. Key pieces here, so they're socializers, they're communal. They want to engage with you, they want to engage with other people, they want to engage with people that can help them get where they want to go. So for instance, if I was targeting this group, if I was going after this insightful, helping people get where they want to go group, I would make sure to have some sort of feedback or chat room set up where they can constantly come back to your web content, whether it be a blog, a YouTube page, whatever, and connect with other people, right? If they can use that if they can develop a community of saying, hey, this isn't in a sense a community, but if they can develop a community and say, hey, we're all trying to be better runners, we're all trying to be better bikers, we're all trying to be better people, motivational speakers, whatever the group is, they can use your content as the platform to exchange ideas, right? And that's going to make it a lot easier to engage consumers and make it a lot easier to promote the products that you have. And then finally is this idea of entertainment and relaxing, right? So we all use YouTube, watch videos, all these different things. So is the consumer going to your web content for simply entertainment, right? Are they going there to relax and enjoy? And if that's the case, it's going to be a different selling process or a different introduction of products and services than if it's not. So that's really focusing in on what these different things are and what these different consumer segments are. Hopefully will help you in essentially doing an audit of your web content, going through when you're writing a new blog post, when you are developing a new video, when you're developing a new write-up, and understanding, okay, does this match the consumer motivation that I'm after? Because if it does, then going back here real quick, it's going to make this traffic flow a lot easier. Okay, if you're developing content that that helps somebody improve who they want to be, then the click from the affiliate link to the merchant is going to be enjoyable. They're not going to feel pressured into it, right? The consumer is going to feel like, oh wow, I got help from whatever xyz.com or this blog or this YouTube page, right? They're not going to click to the merchant site and then just leave automatically. They're going to feel helped and, like I said, desired, and come back to your content again in the future to go through that same process, because the web content you develop is meeting their own motivations directly. Okay, so that's really the kind of the crux of what we're getting at is, does your content, is it standalone? Does it provide value on its own? Or is it just there to sell products, right? If you go through the web content and take out all the links and things like that, would you read your page? Would you read your own blog? Would you watch your own video? Right? I mean, I understand the process of selling is important, and I understand the money piece is important, but people hate being sold to, right? If I walk up and say, hi, I'm Brandon, I want to sell you this thing, you might just punch me in the face, right? So the idea here is, does this content provide its own value? And then you can integrate, and then you can move through and get the clicks that you're looking for. So I just wanted to kind of leave it for open discussion at the end, but I like to end with this quote. So if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. And same thing is true if you aim at everything. If you aim at everything, you'll hit nothing. So what I would encourage you to do is, I think these slides are going to be posted as well, is go through, take the notes of who your segments are, what the different groupings are, and understanding when you're writing a blog post, when you're developing a YouTube or video, whatever the content is you're producing, does it meet these motivations, right? Does it get at providing the best advice, the best practical information, the best learning opportunity for people? Does it help empathize? Does it really empathize with what people want? Because when people are motivated, they'll purchase. If people aren't motivated, they won't purchase, right? So with that, I'll just leave it up. I think we have 10, 15 minutes for questions, I think. Yes. Oh, yeah, the mic.
Hi, Brandon. I want to know, do you have examples of quantitative implementations before and after success with with a client or something by implementing these persona-based content through an affiliate based on what you just described?
So that's actually where I'm moving with this research right now. So essentially, what the idea here is, and we're actually running these studies right now, is developing our own content and matching it up with the consumer motivations to get at this in-between section here.
Can you go to the analytics slide?
Oh, this is just a representation. Yeah, so okay. This is just a representation. So essentially, the reason I have this slide here is to help distinguish in somebody's mind where your metrics come in, right? So I'm saying, am I targeting a specific motivation, a specific consumer motivation, or am I just chasing what the next hot item is? Yeah. So that was the representation of that.
It'd be really interesting to see how by using persona-based content versus your original content, if that would lift it from, say, 5% conversion to 8% or 10%.
What would you mean by original content?
So if we already have a page with 100 pieces of content and then we're hitting a new market for the same product, and then we write content for that segment only, it'd be interesting to see how that improves the conversion rate just for that product.
Yeah, and what I would say is that the power in the content actually comes from meeting these specific motivations, right? So if you're developing content if you're developing the skill of, okay, I'm developing content that can meet, this motivation or that motivation, then you can easily move different product markets, right? Because you have the skill of matching customer motivations, matching motivations.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yep.
My site is a niche site, and it's selling products made in the USA only, or linking to products made in the USA. When I first started it, my vision was just a shopping site with categories, and you'd go in. But I immediately realized, plus I also worked with a consultant who was very helpful with this, that it was important for me to put more content in there. So I started writing about the merchants, which was also something that I really like to do. These merchants make products in the USA, and I want to feature information about them. So I started doing that. I realized, though, that I want to add thousands and thousands of more products, and writing about each of the merchants is going to take a lot of time to do that. I'm willing to do it, and I want to do it. But what is the most important things that I need to say about the merchants or about the products what I've been doing, it's just been kind of folksy at this point, you know, like, oh, these folks are based out of, you know, Georgia, and, you know, and they've been having this business for 30 years and things like that, which is interesting to me, and I think interesting to my customers too. But do you have any suggestions on that? Like what, how to frame information so that it is more interesting to the consumers? Because on a shopping site, not a blog site, but a shopping site.
Yeah, that's a great question, and kind of what you're getting at when you're talking about U.S. Manufacturing, right? You're saying that this is a U.S. manufacturing, therefore it's made in the USA, it's better, it's bigger. I'm originally from Detroit, so we know all about, you know, Buy American, right? But what you can kind of get at with I would try to integrate some sort of write-up about how this makes you. You said this makes you feel a certain way, right? So essentially, I would do some brainstorming about how does that make you feel, right? Why is that so valuable to you, and create a bit more, because what you're doing is taking the market or the merchant's strategy, right, of being born in the USA. Made in America, called country of origin, right? People think at country of origin, USA is better, and kind of just filtering that through, right? And the real value from this affiliate marketing channel is the fact that you get a chance to connect with the consumer in a non-sales way. So that's what I would try to spend a bit of time kind of trying to develop this content, develop it bit a bit, and then see where these products come in, right? So where can you write something up that doesn't have links in it, and then try to fit them in there as well.
And that, so if I could say that would be good, because it is, even without any products, the information is interesting that you have on there so far. So
yeah,
so I feel good about that. So
and that's the thing too. It's like, I mean, you're saying, like, if you're saying that you feel good that this product is made in the USA, then others might as well. But they need to know why you feel good about it, right? How does it make you feel when you purchase American products? And that's this big piece, right? The value section within marketing, it's the most difficult piece to get at, and people don't want to work too hard to figure it out, right? I mean, think about, for instance, random products that we all purchase, like the Snuggie, right? Does that really have that? I mean, what kind of value? It's just like a sheet, right? But people can understand the value when you watch their commercial, and you see, I mean, it looks like they have no heat on in the house or something, but you know, when you see that, you can say, oh, that's funny, right? It's a goof product, something like that. It's a goofy commercial. Well, you know, if I buy it, my friends will laugh, blah, blah, blah. There's some sort of value in there, okay? But this is the overall value piece is what everybody spends millions of dollars working on, and why it fails sometimes, and why not. But yep. Any other questions? Yep.
So it sounds like a lot of the most motivated consumers are the people that fall in the first category. They have a specific problem. They tend to be the lurkers and the information seekers. Aside from being the best source of content, is there any other specific things you can do to maybe be more successful at converting that group?
Well, I think the first thing I would do is understand what group you do want to target, right? And then really try to hone in from that. Oh, sorry, wait. The question was about you know, the lurkers being the largest group, and then if there's anything else you can do to connect with customers, right? Consumers.
Most specifically
Connect with this information group, right? Yep. Okay, so overall, this would be, you know, this large piece, this large market of people trying to go to review sites, different reviews about different products. And I think if you can try to weed out the people that are just looking at this information from this practical learning perspective, and target people that actually want to learn something. Instead of just say, is this razor better than this razor, right? If it's a learning about, you know, how can I shave more effectively, for instance, or something like that, then you can help keep those people on your site. And that's what I would kind of focus on. But you're right, this is the largest market. This is where a lot of information goes to.
Another question. Do you have a resource where we could look at some examples of the best motivation and persona-based CTAs and
You know, I think I don't have it in this slide. If I can do an updated one, I don't know if these are up on our SlideShare thing. Yeah, I can get some stuff with it, yeah. Any other questions? All right. All right, well, thank you very much. Thanks.